Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to show you how to put new spark plugs in your B58 motor. So the two things that you're going to need to do this job are some hand tools and also your NGK spark plugs is what we're going to be replacing this with, and also a feeler gauge tool with a couple different gaps, so then you can set the gap on your spark plug. Now the reason why we're putting these new spark plugs in is, one, the car just reached a little bit over 50,000 miles, so about time to throw in some new spark plugs. But we are going to be tuning this thing and putting our new downpipe on, so this is going to be our first kind of little preventative maintenance mod situation. So if you want to see those videos, I'll have that down in the description box.
Next, you want to take off your engine cover and also the plastics that cover your spark plug. These plastics are held on by little screws that only require a half a turn to take off. Next, you want to take off the rubber trim that is sitting in the middle, and also take off the vacuum line that is attached to that rubber trim as well. Next, you want to take off your factory strut brace, or unless you have an aftermarket one that goes across there, you want to take that off as well. These bolts are something that's a E-Torx that I don't know, but I use a 14mm socket and that seems to work, and I use that on my E92 335i as well. There's also two bolts that are in the middle that are in those two little circle covers, and I use a screwdriver or a plastic pry tool to take those out. Next, you're going to have a plastic cover. On this side, you're going to have 3 8mm bolts that you have to take off, and on the other side, you'll have 4. Once you get this fully unbolted, then you can pull it over and set it to the side, and then you want to take out your sound deadening that's on the back of the motor. Next up, we're going to unclip all these little clips on top of the coil packs. Once you get all these coil packs unclipped, then you can go and undo the bolts to each coil pack and pop them all out. Next, you're going to want to take your thin-walled socket, go and try to loosen up every single spark plug, and then I like to go back and loosen them all out by hand. I like to lay all my spark plugs and coil packs out in the line that they came in, so then you can see any different wear on each cylinder. All these spark plugs seem to look pretty good. Next up, you're going to want to get your filler gauge and also your new spark plugs. They recommend to set these to 0.022. I'll have a link down in the description below for the filler gauge. And also, when you're putting in your new spark plugs, you want to make sure that you thread it in by hand very, very carefully. You want to make sure that you do not cross thread into your block. Once you get all these finger tight, then you can go ahead and take your torque wrench and torque all these up to spec, and then you can throw in your coil packs, and everything else is basically how you took it out, but in reverse. You might realize that I'm not putting back in the sound deadening just because I wanted to see if I would hear the turbo a little bit more, but that didn't work. All I hear more is just valve tick.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you stayed to the end, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the bell because you want to be up to date for when we do this downpipe. That will probably be the next video. So see you guys next one.